Welcome to the Pre-Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, a very special Super Bowl 59 show for you alongside Tyler Wiemann. I'm Shannon Sommerville. On today's show, the first ever edition of the Battle of Super Bowl Parlays. Tyler and I will be breaking down some parlays and building them together to kind of help you walk you through our process, but also just to go head to head. Each of us will be picking a team to win on the money line and then building out from there with our favorite prop bets, putting them together on an entry. And Tyler, I say if we go head to head, and if either of this one cashes, we got to put something on the line here. Mine, I'm going with a Chiefs money line pick that I'm going to be titling the Taylor Swift special. So I don't know about you, but I got my Taylor Swift sunglasses ready. And if this one hits, Tyler, I think you should have to sing a song of your choice of Taylor Swift's if, in fact, it does, in fact, cash. Now, these are long shots, so I do want to go throw out that for our audience here as we head into these prop bets. But what do you think about that? Add a little juice to this.
Wait. What is it that I got to do? What do I have to do with Taylor Swift?
Maybe sing a lyric or two of Taylor Swift's live on the next show that we do, if it in fact does cash. I'm just saying.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Well, let us know what you think should happen if either one of our parlays cashes. I mean, we're talking about some long shots here, so let us know in the comments what you think. Also, if you've got any locks for the Super Bowl, let us know in the comments. We're all trying to help each other out and beat the books. And as always, as we build our parlay, we are using the PropsAI tool on the LineStar app to help us find the best value and put together what is hopefully a winning entry. We'll walk you through the scenarios. And Tyler, we talked a little bit last week about one of the important things when you are betting on the Super Bowl or any football game for that matter is just kind of overall having a narrative in your head of how it's going to go. Walk me through your process of how you go about constructing parlays and putting together some prop bets.
I mean, for this type of scenario, we're going to be pretty much walking through it. You know, it's starting with some sort of idea as how I think a game might play out, and then follow down that line. What does that, likely mean for that team? And we'll walk through all that right here. All
right. So we'll get into it. Tyler, do you want to go first or should I go first? I'm pretty excited about mine. So maybe I should just take it away excited, here. Putting the T-Swift shades on. And welcome to the parlay that is the Taylor Swift special plus 1976. $10 wins $197.63. Note that it is not plus 1975, which Tyler, I'm sure you know this, but that's the band of Taylor's ex-boyfriend Maddie Healy. So I just want to know for all the Swifties out there that it is plus 1976, not 1975. But the key here is Chiefs money line here. And when I thought about the narrative, anytime you're going into this Super Bowl game, we know that Andy Reid is an absolute genius who's going to come up with some great screen game passing games. And it's going to be up to Patrick Mahomes to execute on those. So that's kind of where I'm headed with this one. We're going to look at some short receiving games because what do we know about the Eagles defense? They like to limit the deep passes. So why don't we start off with one of the running backs that they've utilized in the playoffs for that receiving yards game, and Isiah Pacheco over 3.5 yards. I like this because that line is just so low. LineStar's projection is 4.2. And even though he hasn't been utilized as much, I know an argument from some of you guys might be, Kareem Hunt's the lead back. Yeah, I get it. But Pacheco is still a reliable option in the pass catching game, which they're going to have to lean on against this Eagles defense. He did have 20 receiving yards each of the first 2 weeks before he had that injury to his fibula. Hasn't really been the same since, but he still ended up averaging 11 receiving yards per game. And then last year, if you remember, in the Super Bowl, he caught 6 of 6 targets for 33 receiving yards against San Francisco, also a good defense. So he can be relied upon in these really high pressure scenarios. And Andy Reid, as we know, is the screen game king. The Chiefs will love to dial up some screen passes, especially against this man coverage that the Eagles like to employ. It's a great check down option. The line's really low. We basically just need him to get 1 reception, something he's done in 7 of 9 games. Plus, another great option that they love to use in the screen game is Travis Kelce. And I know he's going to put on for his lady Taylor Swift up there in the stands. We might see a few cutaways or two in this Super Bowl game of her cheering him on. And I think he's going to get 70+ receiving yards, and she'll be doing a lot of cheering because in the playoffs, Tyler, he's averaging 94 receiving yards per game. I mean, that's just insane. And he had 81 receiving yards against Philly back in Super Bowl 57. And this is an Eagles defense that has been prone to some of the receiving yards for tight ends. We saw it with Zach Ertz last week, had 104. And also, why not just throw an anytime touchdown there for Kelce? He's had 14 touchdowns in the last 15 playoff games since 2020. That's just insane. And he hasn't had the volume of touchdowns this year during the season, but this is the postseason, and this is Travis Kelce, who has 13 red zone targets over the last 8 games, which is second most behind Worthy. And lastly, if all of this comes to fruition, we're also probably looking at Chiefs having a lead here, and then the Eagles having to play a little catch up. Maybe you get that passing game going for Jalen Hurts, let him out of his straitjacket a little bit and get it to his favorite target, A.J. Brown. So we're also going to add in Brown here over 68.5 receiving yards. LineStar's projection is 76.1. This is one of our ones that we gave out on our prop show. He just had 96 versus Washington, absolutely torched that defense, and Marshawn Lattimore. So he could be relied upon if the Eagles are in this scenario where they're having to get some yardage at the end of the game and just play catch up here. Kansas City 26 in pass defense DVOA versus wide receiver ones. So this could be a scenario that comes to fruition for us. Either way, we're looking at plus 1976, Tyler. I think you can't go wrong with that, especially late in the game when the refs might be calling in favor of Kansas City. What do you think?
Yeah, we got to be worried about that late game call for sure.
All right. Well, break it down for me from the Eagles' perspective. What you got cooking?
All right. We are going to be running to Bourbon Street here, plus 2,600 for this beautiful parlay where, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles will be celebrating on Bourbon Street. But how do they get there? They're going to run the ball down the Kansas City Chiefs' throats. We're talking Saquon Barkley over 130 rushing yards, 130 plus. So it's 129.5 to be exact. When he does this, Philadelphia is 7-1. With that, we're going to have Jalen Hurts run for 49.5 plus. When he's done this, he's done it 5 times this season. They're 4-1. Both of those guys are going to have a rushing touchdown. And then to bring it back, what happens in close games is Patrick Mahomes runs the ball more often. For his career, he's 21.4 rushing yards per game in games that are between 0 and 7 point margin. In his losses, he's at almost 23 yards. So we're going over 25 rushing yards for this. And then obviously the Philadelphia money line. Plus 2,600. We're running to Bourbon Street, and we're going to go celebrate.
I like that. Go celebrate. Pat O'Brien's get you a hurricane after that parlay. We'll be able to afford a few of those if that one hits for sure. I like the Mahomes rushing yards one. Now, this is one that LineStar projections don't necessarily project to the over. However, I think it's also because our systems aren't calculating just playoffs alone. We're going over the whole course of the regular season. And what you've seen is his rushing rate increases exponentially once we get to the playoffs. They just, kind of let him do his thing. And what we know about this Eagles defense specifically is that they're going to come after him. And then you've also got like 2 plays when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. It's the one they call in the huddle. And then if things break down, which they often do, as teams have had against this Eagles defense, and then Mahomes is going to have to scramble a bit. So I like your logic here. He's going to have to make things happen.
And the breakdown is really why I like that one. I know you had it in your parlay as well. And It's kind of like the Josh Allen effect. When Josh Allen has to put the Bills on their back,
Yeah.
on his back, he runs the ball way more. It's the same scenario with the Chiefs and Mahomes. Is when they need the win, his legs are unleashed. And I think that in this scenario, his legs would have to be unleashed.
All right, so we've got 2 different parlays. Let us know in the comments which one you're voting for this Super Bowl 59, as we get set for it. And let us know again if you've got any locks for us. Let us know where you're headed. Any thoughts on this? Again, bet responsibly. These are obviously long shots, so don't go betting your mortgage on this, okay?
Yeah,
let's bet responsibly. This is the Super Bowl. Lines are super sharp, so just, have fun with it. Put a little bit on it, but nothing crazy. We're just having some fun here on the show, but I do want to hear from you guys in the comments as to if you think Tyler should in fact have to sing a Taylor Swift song of his choice if my Taylor Swift inspired parlay does in fact cash. I think that's not unreasonable ask. It might be fun for the people. They might enjoy it. Maybe Tyler, you have an awesome singing voice that we've just never been you're holding out on us. Maybe that's what's going on.
Oh, I can tell you I don't.
All right. Well, let us know either way what you guys think in the comments. Should be a really fun game. Again, if you haven't already, check out the LineStar PropsAI tool. And also check out our partner offers as well. There's some really great ones this week for the Super Bowl. Everyone's stepping up their game as far as those promo offers. So this is the opportunity to take advantage of some of those deals right now, especially partners like Underdog, Sleeper, Chalkboard, ParlayPlay. We've got links below, but the key is you have to use that promo code LineStar so you can get a nice deposit match. Plus, you can even get 1 free month of the LineStar app in some cases. So take advantage of those deals. Best of luck to you in all of your prop betting and parlays. Let's go cash this T Swift inspired parlay. Best of luck to you guys. We'll see you next time.